All right, Bruisers. Hey, it was really great watching you guys. Those of you guys who went to the open gym with Hokies, and then actually, I think if some of you showed up at the open gym for the GBA, but the second night open gym at the Hokies was really just amazing to watch you guys play. We scrimmaged pretty much kids your own age there, and maybe there were a couple of eighth graders in there as well, mixed in. But I was telling Gannon just how good it was to watch you guys play, and I thought you guys just have seen a ton of growth here. So let's take a look at some of these shots. This is from the first night of the open gym, and I want to point out a few things that Gannon's doing here. He's catching it, and already as he catches it here, I missed the beginning of the pass, but I think what's important to note here is as the pass comes, his hand's already behind the ball, and he's already getting into that step right there, right? So it's that action of here comes the ball, and we're already in a shoot ready in the shooting position, right? So very good job. I like that. Gannon, still need to work on that opposite side elbow. I think when that elbow gets out on you on the opposite side and it pushes out here a little bit too, I think your hand's just a little far behind the ball, maybe a little too far underneath it. Right here, I think you're getting it. See, it's almost on the very tippy fingers. Could probably clean that up. And that other side hand, very good job of getting that offhand shooting out of there. Like to just control that elbow on the opposite side and kind of get that in just a little bit. Okay, Tammy, here we go with Tammy. Now he's catching the ball. Now a little bit different here, Tammy. This is what I want you to work on, right? You're catching it, then you're stepping, right? I want you to, right there, you should already be stepping, should already be done. So you catch it in that spot there. Okay, let's look at these hands. I know Tammy has a long history of this thumb. I've been trying to fix this thumb for a while. And, well, I've been noticing it. I don't know if you're fixing it or not. That's something you have to work on your own. So it's the same thing, Tammy. We kind of catch it because Gannon's head's in the way here. But you can see here, this elbow and this elbow are already starting to angle out, and when I see that, I have a pretty good sense that what's going to happen here is the thumb right there is going to come behind the ball, and it's going to push the ball forward. Let's see what happens, and that's exactly what happens. We can see it here. That thumb's involved, right? Yeah. You've cleaned it up some. It's looking a little better than what it was before. And you can really fix that by getting this this elbow in control here. So if you the elbow that's there, as it comes out, that thumb has going to tendency to get involved. And honestly, I think when you're catching it here, if you got their shooting hand, you've got your elbow tucked there pretty good, right? But if you could get your shooting hand underneath or behind the ball instead of on the side, right here, it's on the side of the ball. And we really would rather have it right in there somewhere. And that's what's contributing to the two-handed shot as well. All right, moving right along here. Unfortunately, we don't get a good get a high rebound here for Jackson, so we don't get an opportunity to see him. But let's see, he steps into it. 1-2. Hand placement is pretty good here as you're coming up for the shot, Jackson. And here's what I want to... Here's what's kind of, I think, impacting your shot consistency. And it's this thing right here. As your shot goes up right here, it's about right here. This is about where you are when you're shooting. Let me just put a line right through the top of your head, right through the core of your body, right? So this is sort of your balance point, right, as you're shooting there. Now let's just move this forward and see where you end up. It's just a lot of move. It's actually, this line's following you here, so it's not working. Let's maybe make a different line. So I don't know if I can do this. The line that's right there, it's going to move with the screen too. But let's see. It's maybe a better way to do that. We got 1, 2. Your head is even with that block right there. That's probably a better way to look at this, right? So it's the block that's that line that's right next to Josh. And as you see, as you move, you end up way on the other side of that, right? So that's my point, is the momentum that you're shooting with is taking you that way. And it's okay to go a little bit far that way, but I think you're drifting quite a bit. If I were to put a defender right here, you're going to come right into that defender, right? You're going to end up with a charge. So what we really want you to do is try and shoot a little more straight up and down, where you're going up instead of this way. And just watch the flow here, how far you kind of throw forward. And sometimes I think you're just throwing the ball, but it didn't look too bad there. I really want you to kind of hold that hand right there instead of drifting it. See how it drifts underneath your elbow on the far side? Keep it held straight down right there. That's a good end shot instead of curling it back. That'll lead to some other bad habits later on. Right? Not so bad though. Here we go, Josh. Let's get you in here. Josh, this is our first time really looking at your shot here. So this will be a first opportunity. So here comes the pass. And you're catching it, and you kind of caught it there. This is hard where the direction this pass is coming. So one thing that you could clean up here, it's just a small detail, but it makes all the difference in the world. As the ball comes, it's the same thing we're talking to Tammy, right? You want to already be in it. As you catch it there, you want the position you're right there. That's where we want you to be when you catch the ball. So instead of catching it here, then getting to that shooting position, we want you to be in this position, but as soon as you catch it. That's just a half a second to a second, but that makes all the difference in getting a shot off quickly and having a defender, getting a shot off before a defender closes out on you, okay? So we'll talk about this footwork of practice. I know you've only really had one practice with us, and then we started doing these open gyms. So we'll work on this with you, Josh, at practice. Now let's look at the rest of the dynamics. Look at this here. Your elbow looks good. Hands behind the ball right there. So I can tell that this is going to come off as a pretty good shot already. Let me zoom in on the hands. And I love that follow through. And I really love that this guide hand is not getting in the way. You're not pushing off with that guide hand. So all we need to really do, Josh, is just clean up a little bit of your footwork here. You have a really good stroke and a really good shot here. Very good. All right. On, forward, and further. Kai. We were really talking about that offhand because you were shooting with two hands, and I know we talked extensively about that, and I know from watching you shooting, you've been working on that. So here it comes as the ball comes. Now watch this, Josh. Kai's almost got this here, where he's catching the ball already in the shooting position, right? And it's just a movement. So instead of catching it, then 1-2, then getting in that shooting position, he's already catching it there. It could probably be in that position a little sooner, but it's kind of hard to tell with these passes that are way they're coming in there. But that's pretty quick. The pass comes and you're getting right into that rhythm of a shot. A lot of people will say that dip where the ball comes down, that's not good. That's a really good rhythm thing. I like that dip. Some people will catch it there and shoot it, but that dip's okay. I think a lot of good shooters do that. So let's check these hands, Kai. Look at this. Well, first off, your hand's behind the ball. You've cleaned that up. I mean, you've made in one really or two practices that we talked about this and really focused on this. I can tell you've gone home and worked on this on your own, because that hand is in perfect spot. And then as the hand comes off here, your guide hand is also, it's kind of hard to tell that thumb. It looks like it rotates over a little bit, but it looks pretty, it doesn't look like to me like it's getting in the way very much. And I can tell you that I've noticed your shooting percentages have gone up at practice too. So let's just look at one more thing here. Let's go back to, this is the thing I'm talking about for the how quickly you catch the ball here. I want to watch Gannon. So the ball's coming, the pass comes, it's come to him about right there, right? And he's already, we saw this getting in the shooting position right away. So boom, get into it, and then come right up with a rhythm. So if you guys can work on that part of your footwork, that's great. Did I get you in here, Alex? I must have missed you. Missed Alex. Anyway, good job, guys. I'll get this up on YouTube, and I'm seeing a lot of progress here. Looking good.